And I want to welcome you here to our Better Body webinar. Congratulations for finding this call. It means that you're serious about improving your health, and we're going to get right into the webinar here this evening. And really value your time. We've got a lot of valuable information to get to with some very special guest speakers. My name is Corey Citrin. I'm a co-founder and the Chief Marketing Officer here at Yoli, and I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. This is Thanksgiving Eve, so we especially appreciate you tuning in. We know that families are gathering together and ready to enjoy the festivities and just feel thankful everything that we've been blessed for this time of year. And, obviously a lot of the culture here, Thanksgiving being a prime example, revolves around eating. And, if you're on this webinar, you've been hearing about Yoli, the Better Body Company. You've been hearing about our Better Body system. You've been hearing about our 30-day transformation, probably about our 7-day fast track program. And you've been learning mostly about a complete system, and we'll get into a little bit more details as we get into the interview here this evening, but about how to turn your body into a fat-burning machine even while you sleep, how you can safely and easily lose 7 to 15 or more pounds in just your first 7 days on the program. Significant results, in fact, in the first 48 hours. And what's exciting about it, and I think what attracts a lot of people to the Better Body system, is you can still eat the foods you love and look the way you want. It's not a diet. It couldn't be further from a diet. There's no calorie deprivation. It's not anything like HCG or anything like that. And I think most importantly, you can create healthy lifestyle patterns that are going to allow you to keep it off indefinitely. So what we're really here to talk to you about tonight is what we're calling our Better Body system. What you see here is a 30-day transformation kit. And I think that there's a lot of belief out there that it takes 60, 90, 120 days, 6 months or longer to create better body transformation. And what we found is it's just not the case. People are transforming their bodies in a very short period of time. The vast majority of them, believe it or not, are not exercising. That doesn't mean exercise is not good. Of course, we encourage you to exercise. But the fact of the matter is weight and fat loss has a lot more to do with nutrition and what you put into your body or what you don't put into your body than it does to do with exercise. So we're going to learn a little bit more about that. But just to kind of tantalize you here, especially if this is your first time being introduced to the Better Body system, these are just a couple of the most recent before and after pictures that have flooded our inbox over just the last several days. I just took a few randomly here. Jeff Swanson out of Seattle, Washington. And the reason, again, why you see such dramatic results is because this program is designed to both increase your lean muscle and turn your body into a fat-burning machine simultaneously. And we're going to share with you exactly how that can be accomplished. Scott Davis, another look at the difference in the belly here. And thank you to Scott and Jeff and everybody else who, really put it all out there, let it all hang out there, so to speak, to really inspire themselves and I think more importantly, inspire other people who are out there who've tried other things in the past, has not worked or certainly hasn't worked fast enough or long term. And, we're going to share with you how even just losing 10 pounds of body fat can be a truly life-changing transformation for you. Here's another one, Alex McCoy. I mean, it's really remarkable, some of these transformations. So what I'd like to do first is introduce a guest up in Seattle, Washington, who is really an expert compared to most of us, lay people, I would call most of us, because she's been a trainer, a professional trainer for a long time, and she'll tell you a little bit more about herself and her background. And I think what's exciting about Diane is not only the results that she's experienced and some of the results that her clients have experienced, but the fact that she was, I think, really skeptical because there's been a real paradigm shift here since the introduction of the Better Body System into the marketplace. So, Diane, are you on the line with us?
I am, Corey. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How are you tonight?
Hey, good. Happy Thanksgiving tomorrow.
A happy Thanksgiving to you, and thanks for hopping on. I know it's a busy time of year, but I also know that you're very passionate about Yoli and not just the Better Body System, but alkaline and alkalizing the body, and a lot of other things that we'll cover here in our brief webinar this evening. But maybe you could just share briefly a little bit about your background and what your first thoughts were when you first started hearing about Yoli's 30-day Better Body Transformation System.
Yeah, no, I'd love to. Well, it goes way back into my 30s. I was 34 years old and had given birth to my second child, and I just couldn't lose the last 20 pounds. And that was a turning point in my life because I joined a fitness club. This is when I lived in Canada, and this was back in the 80s, and, the leg warmers and the Jane Fonda tapes, and it just, I loved it. So I became an aerobics instructor and did that through the 80s. And then, but when I got introduced to my very first trainer in the early 90s, and he introduced me to weight training, that was an unbelievable, life-changing time for me because he took me down that road of competitive bodybuilding and, of course, a whole dietary regimen. And I had to change the way I ate. In fact, he said to me, you know what, you can just work yourself as hard as you possibly can in the gym. If you do not change the way you eat, you'll never get the results you want. So I really wanted to do well in my competition, and 8 months later, I was up there winning my first championship.
Wow.
But the biggest thing, like you said, Corey, when it comes to reshaping your body, of course, exercise is important. And I became a personal trainer to help people get more active and make an impact, a positive impact on their lives. So exercise is a necessary component. But when it comes to weight loss, what you put in your body is the most important thing. And the thing with trainers, we have our clients in the gyms or studios or wherever we train them in their homes, but it's 80% of the success is going to happen when they're on their own.
Right.
So if you can make something easy for them, you're going to help them get better results. And that's, you're right. I was very skeptical when I heard that Yoli was introducing this new Better Body System and fast weight loss, and saw the 7 to 15 pounds in the first week, and I thought, oh, yikes, that sounds kind of, one of these fast, you lose weight quickly and then gain it all back again. So, but I studied the research and the papers that, have been done and the studies out of the University of Florida, and, it makes total sense. After 20 years of working with people, trying to help them make the changes, they do work the traditional way, the 1 to 2 pounds a week, but it's a slow process, and what happens is that many people won't stick with it. So they get frustrated, they get discouraged, they quit. And as a trainer, you've lost a client, but more importantly, you haven't got the chance to help them anymore. There really is a paradigm shift. In our fitness industry, things changed all the time. 25 years ago, we were doing unsafe behind the neck lat pull downs, in the gym and ruining our shoulders, those kinds of things. So I'm pretty excited about this, and I'm just amazed at the results. So what I did is I tried the program myself, and I'm not looking to lose weight, and I'm not competing right now, but I just wanted to feel what it felt like before I talked to my clients. But I lost 6 pounds in 6 days, 1.5 inches around my waist.
I just want to point out your picture. I mean, that is remarkable, because I would look at you and say, well, where are you going to lose weight?
Well, around the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I turned 65 this past year, so age kind of creeps up on you when you're not working out as intensely as you once were. So I wasn't sorry to say goodbye to that 1.5 inches, and even my daughter noticed that my clothes were fitting better. But I'm really impressed with the whole Better Body System. And again, to reiterate, it's not a diet. I really just could not endorse a diet. It really is a system, and through the process of that 30 days, your body starts to learn to burn that stored fat and get in the habit of eating small, frequent meals, which we've been preaching for years, because that in itself creates thermogenesis. It's like stoking a furnace when you eat frequently. So you really are doing yourself a disservice if you leave big gaps of time between your meals. That's a well-known fact. So this program really encourages that, because if you look at how it's written out, you're doing something probably every 3 hours, whether it's the shake or your protein snack or your meal day with your vegetables and your complex carbs. So I'm pretty impressed. And then, of course, it goes without saying that I would never be without Alkalite. I mean, that removed the arthritic pain from my fingers. It was hard to hold dumbbells I suffered for about a year with real severe pain in my fingers, hurt to tie my running shoes. So I would never, ever be without Alkalite.
And
yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, and the fun drink is great for working out and getting rid of the muscle soreness and reducing that after an intense workout.
Now, when you increase your protein intake, and we're not going to get into all the science, but what Diane's talking about is our patented product called Alkalite, which systemically alkalizes your body, and cutting-edge research talks about maintaining a healthy pH in the body. And when you increase your protein intake, because that's really a big part of the Better Body system. Again, it's not dieting. You're eating quite a bit. It's just that you're eating the right foods, and a lot of that revolves around protein. And so it's important that you alkalize your body. And Alkalite, either in a capsule or a packet form, is an easy way for people to do that. And we encourage you to go to the website. You can get more detailed information about Alkalite. It's a wonderful, wonderful product. And the shakes, Diane, and one of the things that we've learned is just one thing can boost your metabolism by 25%, and that's just by starting your day in the morning with a whey protein shake. How do you like our shakes, by the way? Do they taste pretty good?
Oh yeah, I love them, and they are easily digested, and there's just tons of shakes out there, and I've sampled plenty of them through the last 20 years, and some of them are not only nasty tasting, but they have odd effects on you, and it's not too pleasant to be around people in the gym sometimes. But this one seems to be, it agrees with you, and for me, I'm actually using it to, maintain muscle mass and stay stronger, so I use it to supplement my meals. I'm not personally not using it as a meal replacement.
Mm-hmm.
But I did try that for the 6 days, and as a result, I lost weight and but retained muscle.
Now, one of the reasons, and again, we're not going to go into the details, but we use Pureway, which is trademarked here by Yoli, and what it is, it's a biologically active, what we call non-denatured whey protein, which essentially means it hasn't been processed like other whey protein in the marketplace. I guess the best way to describe it is you're getting all the nutritive value that you'd get in fresh raw milk. It comes from happy cows out of Australia. They're grass-fed year-round, no GMO, no hormones, and that's why I think you use the term it's so agreeable. It's easily digested. It has a lot more antibodies and all sorts of things that can boost your, cysteine, that can boost glutathione levels. There's a great video by Dr. Oz that talks about glutathione being your body's master antioxidant. So we've taken a lot of time and done our due diligence in formulating these products. And also, I think, Diane, one of the things you liked about Yes is you get all your whole food nutrients. Isn't that correct? Instead
Absolutely.
of synthetic?
Yes. And what I love about this is that all the products, all Yoli products are what we call clean products. And I really didn't want to put my reputation on the line to promote questionable ingredients. And that's what I love about Yoli. I can, depend that I'm going to be promoting something that's healthy for people.
So no sugar, no added sugar. We use stevia. No chemicals, no artificial sweeteners, no artificial coloring. Clean products. No dyes. That's what you mean, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, that's a big part of our core and our DNA and who we are. So, Diane, I could ask you a million questions. You're, a professional bodybuilder and been a professional fitness trainer for many, many years and experienced some great results. And I know your clients have as well. We really appreciate you, especially tonight, hopping on and sharing a little bit of your wisdom with our listeners tonight. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Corey. Anytime.
Okay, fantastic. All right, Susan Moss, who's here in Los Angeles, but for the holidays, she's actually in Palm Springs. Are you with us, Susan?
I am. Can you hear me, Corey?
I can hear you. Now, this is going to be a really exciting interview because, Susan, you have experienced some tremendous results. I have your latest before and after pictures, and, you know, if I didn't know you, and in fact, if I didn't know a lot of the people who were getting these results from the Better Body System, I got to say I'd be skeptical. Maybe the pictures were photoshopped or something. But, I mean, it really is remarkable. So tell us a little bit about your journey here since you started on the Better Body System.
Hi. Well, you know, I don't know that everybody who's listening knows this. I was one of the 35 trial people who started the Better Body System a little more than 60 days ago. I had phenomenal results. My 13-day results, which are the pictures that a lot of people have seen. I dropped 10 pounds and definitely inches. You could already see in my arms, my muscles were starting to develop or coming out as the fat was going away. And then by my 30-day mark, I had already lost 20 pounds. About 6.5 inches off my waist. I was absolutely thrilled. And then, you know, during my second 30 days, I had another transformation kit. I obviously started, you know, and I did it a little less stringently, I think. And I got a little worried because the past about week and a half, I actually had gained a couple of pounds, and I was extraordinarily nervous. Because, you know, I really am somebody who has always in years past been very married to the scale. So I was very upset when I saw I gained 3 pounds. There went my 20-pound mark, and I was down to 17. So the pictures everybody is looking at actually were pictures I took because I was nervous and I wanted to see, you know, how my progression was going. And I think what everybody can see from those, if you look, is that actually in the last month, although I put on 3 pounds, it clearly is all muscle weight. It is the epitome of me knowing that you really need to throw the scale away. I went out and I bought 2 pairs of size 25 jeans, which in my dreams were what I may wear someday. Certainly. Is
that this picture you took of yourself in the dressing room?
Yes. Yeah, those were my size 25 jeans.
Wow.
Got
Congrats.
2 pairs of them. I will say that the jeans I was wearing probably at the start of the Better Body System were probably 30s, would be my guess, in terms of sizing. But I think what everybody really needs to know is, you know, and I know everybody gets caught up in the numbers. I am somebody who gets very caught up in the numbers. And I think that with the Better Body System, because it is a fat-burning system. It isn't a diet. It does retrain your body, but it is a fat-burning system. And if you look at the pictures, I'm clearly, even though there's 3 pounds, it's clearly not a weight thing. I'm smaller than I've ever been in my life, and I'm way smaller than I was even at the leadership conference, which was a month ago.
So let's, because you know you've had such tremendous results. What I'm showing on the screen now are the 7-day fast track program, and then which is the fat, just like it sounds, that fast track program, and then followed by the 7-day fast track plus. So let's talk first about the 7-day fast track. And what I have on the screen is that day 1 and 2 is designed really for rapid weight loss and to get you off to a fast start. And really what it's doing is it's reprogramming your body to be a fat-burning rather than a fat-storing machine, because over time, because of evolution, our body really is trained to be more of a fat-storing machine. And so those first 48 hours, what it used to take 3 to 4 weeks to do, can now be done in 48 hours. And essentially we're burning, the body's going to burn up your glycogen or your carbohydrate reserves to break the insulin cycle. And, you know, we're not going to get into the science behind it, but there is a lot of science that is the reason why the average weight loss we're seeing in the first week is anywhere from 7 to 15 pounds. Now, do some people lose less than 7? Sure. Do some people lose more than 15? Sure. But the average is right in there between 7 to 15. Obviously, the more you have to lose, the greater your weight loss is going to be. So is that kind of what happened for you in your first 7 days, Susan?
Yes, you know what, Corey, I think in the first 7 days, you absolutely, the first couple of days, you feel your body's detoxing. I mean, it is definitely taking the carbs that you've been living on for God knows how long and burning that. And I mean, you feel different. I mean, you know, there's your body is definitely changing. I got really fortunate on my first meal day. I actually lost weight, which I know some people don't. But I felt like the first week was absolutely imperative that you follow it and you do it and you feel better. You know that your body is just detoxing.
So it's something that you can feel happening is what it sounds like.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and as Diane said, I think that what people, you know, what was important to me and what Diane pointed out was, you know, it's almost like the mini meals. You're eating 5 or 6 times, you know, on the fast track a day. I mean, if you count the shakes, and that keeps your metabolism going, and it's fabulous. I mean, it just promotes your weight loss really quickly.
So you didn't feel hungry. Did you feel hungry at all?
I didn't. I mean, you know, during the first couple of weeks especially, I had things I ended up having to cook for people one night, and I find that between the shakes and eating the protein in between, you're really not hungry. You're very satisfied. I mean, a lot of people, you know, including me, will go and grab something to eat, not thinking about whether you're hungry or not. But in terms of hunger itself, I really had none.
Okay. Now let's move into the Fast Track Plus, and really this is where you get to eat the foods you love while looking the way you want. So, you know, designed for continued fast weight and fat loss, but adding more freedom into the plan. So explain that. How is that a little bit different?
Well, I think, you know, one of it is there is the added fruit, which is nice. I know people, you know, are looking for that during the fast track. I know people are like, oh, what about fruit? You know, and because of the sugar content, they add it back in. So I think that's really nice. I think just being able to know that you either have a cheat day or a cheat meal, they actually, you guys have recommended the first couple of weeks just being a cheat meal. But that's enough to you know, have something so you don't feel like you're depriving yourself. I mean, with all the diets I've been on, if you're on a, quote, diet, you're depriving yourself. And the minute you do that, you desire the things you can't have.
Right.
So I think, you know, when you're not saying, oh, you can't ever have that again, and you have the freedom to go have the meal that you're going to enjoy, and it has the things that you weren't necessarily eating every day. One, it's nice because it's more of a treat to eat those things, but also it doesn't, you know, your body is just like it just goes right back into that fat burning. So it's phenomenal.
So the average on the Fast Track Plus seems to be about 50. So on the second week would be, and sometimes you do the Fast Track Plus for 2 weeks in a row if you really want to kickstart. Maybe you have a little bit more weight to lose. But when you transition to the Fast Track Plus, the average is about 50% of the weight that you would have lost from the first 7 days. Did you find that to be fairly accurate?
You know, I do. I think that I'm trying to remember back. I do think that it's pretty accurate because I hit a plateau after my first 2 weeks, and I stuck there for 3 or 4 days, and then I started losing again.
So now once, because you've been, you know, for a couple months, it sounds like. So am I correct in saying that the you know, because based on what you said about, you know, throw the scale away, so it really is the fat loss that becomes more pronounced over time. Isn't that correct?
Oh, I think it's crazy the fat loss that I'm seeing. I mean, I have people who are looking at me who don't believe that I'm not going out and working out heavily. I mean, basically I'm pretty solid muscle now, and I certainly was not to begin with. So I definitely think it's fat burning. It is definitely fat burning. That's what people are going to get when they see their results, versus pounds. Don't look at the pounds. Look at what your face looks like. Look at how your clothes are fitting. Look at how you're feeling. I think that's just so important.
Right, because I mean, you don't really. I mean, the weight, what the scale says, isn't really what people want. I mean, what people really want, I think, is they want to feel good, they want to look good, so people comment. But I love what you're saying, because I think a lot of people do have a fixation on the scale, and what this shows them is it's really not about that. It's about fat loss, which is and fast weight and fat loss, which again is a new paradigm. So we have 6 different products at Yoli. The transformation kit comes with the shakes and vanilla or chocolate, passion, alkaline, and pure, and then truth and fun are great products as well. Diane was talking about fun because hydrating is a big part of the program too, Susan, right?
Yeah, I think it's hugely important. I mean, I walk around with my core bottle or with a Yoli bottle always filled up, which means I've always got about 20 ounces of liquid with me. And I drink, 4 or 5 of those a day. Mostly it's fun. Occasionally it's truth. I also, will mix it up with passion. But I think, part of that is helping detoxify your body by hydrating it. And also, when you're doing all of this you're talking about fat loss and you're talking about lean muscle mass, it's very important to keep hydrated.
And what's your favorite product?
What's my favorite product? Wow, I knew you were going to ask me that. Either passion or yes. I love them. I love them both.
I thought you were going to say passion, so I put the passion comparison slide on the screen because that's well. Good deal, Susan. You're doing a great job, and we appreciate mostly just your commitment and really, because you've really done it 100%, and because you've done it and put out 100%, you've gotten 110%, and you've even won a free trip to Cancun because of your transformation. So congratulations, and thank you so much for hopping on here. I know that you'll inspire a lot of people to get on the program.
Corey, thank you and thank Robbie and all of the founders for everything you guys do. This is a phenomenal system. It's an amazing company, and I'm just so proud to be a part of it. I can't thank you guys enough.
Well, thank you. Appreciate you hopping on here. Have a great Thanksgiving in Palm Springs, and we'll talk to you again soon. Jay Brad, are you on the line with us, bud?
Hello, Corey.
Hey, Jay Brad, how are you?
Doing well, sir. How about you?
Oh,
you're doing great.
Fantastic. Just listening to Diane and Susan and knowing, your results and not just your results, but your wife, your family, your daughter, Madison. So, Jay Brad, you're somebody who is really meticulous and just really down to earth and, just tells people how it is. So, give us a little bit of your feedback, first your personal results, and then, what you've seen with some of your customers, and then we can get a little bit into some tips and whatnot for others looking to embark on this journey here with us.
Yeah, sure. We were blessed to be part of and thanks for having me on the call, Corey.
Thank you for being on.
I definitely appreciate the opportunity to get a chance to share. Because this is something that we're pretty enthusiastic about. We got a chance to be part of the test, and it was going to be just me and maybe Paulette, but we kind of were able to finagle to get my daughter to be able to join us, and so that was really good to kind of make it a family affair. We had really good results. We started losing weight basically from the first day. Anywhere from 1 pound to 2 pounds. And as time progressed, we were losing, and I was, some people lost more than others, but everybody was losing inches. About a week into it, we measured inches, and that was the part that really surprised us. It was kind of cool to lose, anywhere from 5 to 8 or 9 pounds in the first 7 days, but to see, a couple inches of weight loss for my wife in her hips or in her waist and in her gut, it was really cool. So we went through, and I guess we went to the leadership convention at about 25 days into it, something along those lines. And so our first results, really for the first 28 days, I lost 17 pounds, and I was kind of in between my wife and my daughter. I lost 3 inches in each thigh, which is really crazy because I'm not a big guy, but apparently I had some extra fat going on around in that area. And I hadn't been in the gym for like 3 years. I tore a calf muscle 3 years ago, and it just I lost all my motivation to be in the gym and to work out and to play sports that I had been doing pretty regularly. On a personal note, about 2 months into the Better Body thing, I just felt so much better about myself, and I just was more confident in a lot of things. It just made me want to go back into the gym, which is really interesting because I didn't go to the gym because I couldn't go to the gym really, because I could have gone. I just didn't really have the energy, not really energy, but I just didn't really want to. But this made me want to get back into the gym, which is just kind of an interesting side benefit, I guess. My daughter lost a little bit more than I did, I guess, in that first 28-day program. She lost about 18 pounds or so, and that was really great to see. And her confidence was increasing, and she just was. She wasn't unhappy at all, but she just was more smiley, and you could just tell, when someone's having some results and they're getting better. And then my wife, she ended up losing only about 12 pounds, I guess, total in the 28 days. But really, it was more about the inches. And you mentioned it earlier. It's more about feeling good and looking good. And the only explanation I can give people is that hey, if you're building muscle while losing fat, muscle weighs 3 times that fat does, and so the scale may not be the indicator that you need to really be paying attention to, because I have had people that haven't lost nearly as much weight, but they often do lose inches. So that's been really good. What I've been doing, Corey, is tracking people. I've got about 20 friends and family that are on the Better Body system now that I've been tracking very specifically. Literally on a daily basis, I will ask them to, hey, will you please send me a text message or an email or a phone call or a Facebook message, but, every day for 7 days. And I try to get them to commit to do that so I can encourage them. And, I think it holds people accountable. They're more likely to stay on the program if they know they've got to, call into somebody. And so, I have it mapped out on a spreadsheet. The first day, the average weight loss on day 1 is 2.26 pounds. Now, I'm not a scientist or an expert, but I'm guessing that probably a good portion of that is probably water weight and things like that as we're purging the body of carbs and sugar. But, once you get to the 4th or 5th day and people are still losing a pound or 2 pounds or 3 pounds a day, even into it, that ain't water weight. We're really turning that body, as has been said already, into a fat burning program or fat burning system. The average weight loss in my group, and this is including a few people that are much below average, but it's 7.52 pounds in 7 days, and it's 14.40 pounds in 28 days. Okay, and there's 2 or 3 people that really skew those numbers down quite a bit, and I had a chance to get some insights from really an expert earlier today, and I thought it was fascinating, and I want to share this with everybody. This is what I've been calling people today, in fact, and sharing. If they haven't been getting the results or they've plateaued or something like that, first of all, I just make sure that we point out what have been the positive strides that they have made. I've got a woman that lost 11 pounds in the first 3 weeks and hasn't really lost anything in 2 weeks since then. But the measurement of pounds is not always the best measurement, as we learned from Susan. It's how you're fitting in your clothes and how you're looking in your clothes, and it's the inches. So, but people who do feel like they've plateaued and they don't seem to be getting any more results, and they have more results to go. Like me, I've plateaued, but I shouldn't lose any more weight really. Maybe a couple of pounds, but not nothing significant. Or if someone they have some weight to lose, but maybe they only lose 6 or 7 pounds, or 5 or 6 or 7 pounds in the 28-day period. First of all, I need to point out that 5 pounds in 28 days is pretty dang great by most anybody else's standards. The standards that we hold ourselves to in the Better Body, it's like, well, if I don't lose 15 pounds, I suck. Well, that's not the case. So that's really good to lose 6 pounds. And so I have these people that have only lost 10 pounds in 28 days, and they're all disappointed. I have to point out No. Let's put this into perspective a little bit. You might not have lost the average in our group of 14 and a half, but 6 pounds or 7 pounds in 28 days is still pretty dang good. Think about it.
And let me just say this, J-Brad, because I just recently saw a video, short 5-minute video by Dr. Oz, America's favorite doctor, and he talks about, and it fits right along the lines of what you're saying, by losing just 10 pounds of fat, and he's talking about women, but I'm sure there's some correlation to men, but you can cut your risk of heart disease, arthritis, and diabetes by half by losing just 10 pounds. And if you go to the website of the person who referred you to this webinar, in the upper left-hand corner of the product pull-down where it says Better Body System, there's a link to this video. And he walks you through how fat is created and how having that extra lining of blubber, for lack of a better term, really can negatively affect your health long-term, short-term and long-term. And so, I agree with you. I mean, let's put this in perspective. 10 pounds is a huge achievement, especially if you keep it off.
Sure, and frankly, even 5. The people that 2 people that are way below average, and hopefully this information is helpful for people. One of them has been losing weight since about July. Pretty stringent program of working out and trying to eat right because she's getting married in the spring, and she's got all this this weight that she wanted to lose to look good in her dress and everything. And so she's already lost 15 pounds or so in the process. So on the Better Body System, she didn't lose but about maybe 6 pounds or 6 pounds, I guess she lost. But that's still more than she's ever lost on this real stringent program in any month. Now she.
And it was probably off the harder to lose areas.
Oh, absolutely, off the harder to lose areas. And the point I wanted to make about this conversation I had earlier is, if someone's not on the program 100% on the program, it's quite possible that their results could be dramatically affected. Like if they're 90% on the program but only 10% not on the program in a 28-day period, then that could literally be the difference between maybe 10 pounds of weight during that period. It's a significant amount. And here's the point that was made. Somebody might think that they're smarter than the system. Maybe on the third day when the free meal comes along, they think to themselves, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to have a salad. I'm not going to have any croutons or any bread with it. I'm going to keep off the carbs, and that's going to be even better for me, because I'm having even less carbs. Well, the reality is, because the system works, this contrast from one day to the next is so important that you need to get those carbs. That actually can cause the opposite effect that someone would want. It could cause their body to go into a protective mode where it starts burning muscle for energy and storing fat just by not having carbs on that third day. I mean, I thought this was fascinating, and so to me, this really makes a lot of sense. And I think about the people who didn't quite have the weight loss, and I can't put everybody in the same category, but several of them, I know that they had things come up. They had a 3-day trip that they had to take, so they weren't able to eat their protein in between meals. Some people, if they're not hungry in the evening, they'll skip their evening shake. Well, that's bad. That's trying to be smarter than the system. The system says to have the shake, at this certain time, or have this protein snack at this certain time. And if someone doesn't do that, they're missing the fact that there's this system that actually, is giving the body certain stimulus, certain times of the day, over a period of time, that creates this change in the metabolism. And without doing it, like the system says, we could really be screwing it up, just by having a couple of, a Tootsie Roll Pop, with that sugar sometime on the 4th or 5th day. It's not just about the calories. It's about the stimulus that the body and the messages that the body is getting. I thought the part about having a salad, because I did that once or twice through the time. Now my metabolism was pretty quick already, but there's a few times I thought, I'm going to be even better than the system.
I'm going to outsmart the system.
Exactly. So I thought that was fascinating. I think that's really important, because kind of by default, if you're going to build a business, get lots of customers, and try to build a team in this thing, you're going to have to become a little bit of a health coach. So this knowledge is really important for people, for themselves, but also as they're trying to help other people, get good results. So anyway, I know I've been talking for a long time, so I don't know.
No, it's great. It's really great stuff, because if somebody comes on board, and they want to get on the transformation. I mean, obviously they're attempting it because they want results. And so what I'm hearing is, number one, if you're going to do it, do it. Be all in. And that's what we're about here at Yoli. Just be all in. Maybe it's the first time in your life that you're just saying, you know what, I'm going to do this. What a great time of the year, by the way, right now to kick this off, maybe after tomorrow's big meal. But number one, be all in. And number two, follow the system precisely. Don't try to, cheat the system, no pun intended. Don't try to outsmart the system, because the system works. I mean, we could have had 50 people on here, and they could have given you their success stories, 2 minutes each, but that would be like every other call you get on. We don't want to do that. We don't want to hype you up, and we want to give you the real insight and kind of behind the scenes of not only what it's about, but how to maximize your results, because that's why you're here. That's why you're listening and taking the time to listen to this call this evening or in the archive. So, James, I think it's great. All of the information is wonderful. Appreciate your meticulousness and attention to detail, and congratulations to you, Paulette, and Madison for your awesome results.
Awesome, that's very good. I noticed you didn't put my before and after pictures up there. I appreciate it.
I did. When we started, I did.
Oh, it's okay. I didn't. Yeah. I was a little bit. Well, I was going to say thanks for not.
No, I had to put them on there.
All right. Okay.
No, we appreciate you putting yourself out there. It's going to, again, inspire a lot of people. And, the cool thing about this program is, all this is great, but you can also save money because, when you're substituting a shake for a meal a couple, 2-3 times a day, in some instances, if a meal is going to cost you, let's just say $10 between, this is a high-fat, high-calorie meal with the soda and the French fries, the shake is, $2.50, whatever it is, per serving. So, if you add up how much money you're spending on these high-fat, high-calorie meals, and then you contrast it to having a shake, which just tastes delicious. I mean, it satiates, it fills you up, and I drink the shakes because I'm putting muscle on personally. So I like to have a shake in the morning, and I now have a shake in the evening because that's when your body is rebuilding muscle, and it also cures my sweet tooth, because I don't know if, like me, a lot of people, you get that sweet tooth at the end of the day. I just have a shake instead, and I don't even want the cookie or, whatever it is. So I think that's a big component, is you can save money. We also have a referral program where you can get your transformation kit free. In fact, the first person you refer a transformation kit to, you'll get a third off, your next transformation kit. When you refer two, you get 2/3 off. And let's say you get the transformation kit tonight, and or whenever you refer it to 3 people, your next transformation kit to keep you going on the program is free. There's no charge. So this referral program, and by the way, if you say, well, I don't know, money is tight. Well, if you refer somebody to the transformation kit, you can at least get our starter kit, which is the essential kit where you get the shakes and the alkali free. So, if you're looking at this right now, there's really no excuse. I mean, your product can be free. Everybody's looking to lose 7 to 15 pounds, especially in a week this time of year. And then there's a lot of research that we really, quite frankly, just didn't have time to get into tonight. But, there's evidence out there that talks about a low-carb, high-protein eating can curb cancer risk. So, I mean, there's a lot here that when you really dig into it, our 30-day transformation tracking sheet, we have an online support group that you can tap into, and, you can have cheerleaders, so to speak. We even give you a free website if you want to share the transformation kit to get your transformation kit for free. And then for those of you that really want to take this to the limit, you really get excited and you experience the results, you want to share with a few more people, we even have a luxury car program. And, here's just one of the Mercedes that we pay for every single month by, doing something you're going to do anyways, which is go out and share this. I mean, simple posts of your results on Facebook can create some tremendous success. Cadillac, Mercedes, BMW, we give you an option. But that's really the end of this call. We just wanted to give you, behind-the-scenes look at what you can expect at least your first 30 days from the Better Body Transformation. Again, this time of year is perfect. Everybody's going to pig out tomorrow, and that's great. But let's hit the ground running. Everybody's looking to get healthier, and really that's what we're about here. Is we're a health and wellness company. Because of where we are as a country, we're focused on helping people get a better body, whether that means losing weight or losing fat or putting muscle on. It's just about having a better body. And at the end of the day, when you have a better body, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to look better, and you're just going to feel healthier. And that's really what it's all about. So, Diane, Susan, J. Brad, thank you so much. Appreciate you hopping on here and spending 45 minutes or so with everybody tonight, just enlightening us and opening up our minds to this new paradigm of fast weight loss. And get yourself a transformation kit. Preferred customers have a money back guarantee. So you really have nothing to lose except for the weight. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight. I'm going to just go ahead and open up the lines. Happy Thanksgiving. Corey Citron signing off from Los Angeles. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, Yossi!